is Shania, aka Shay Shay, aka Baby Mama,
Club Shay Shay.
and I am here in this video. Get the camera out of my face. In this video, I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I plan on doing differently as a mother that I didn't have growing up. The first thing I wanted to start with, while the camera and the dead cat is in my face, is communication. I think that communication is very, very important, especially like establishing healthy communication with your children. Growing up, and even now till this day with my parents, they are very lacking in the excuse me, they are very lacking in the communication field. My mother, I would say that her communication was terrible, and I'm not here to bash the woman or gossip about her or anything like that. I'm just stating facts, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with that, right? For example, in my childhood, when I would do something wrong or when I would talk back or something, my mom would tell me to shut the F up, or when she, oh, that's funny, or when she needed something to be done, like if me and my sister's room needed to be cleaned or something, she would be like, come clean this nasty shit up, or something, like saying stuff like that, and just like cussing and yelling. That's a big thing. Yelling, I don't like that yelling. Like, I would never yell at me and my baby daddy's child. Like, because when you,
Stop calling me that. I'm your man.
I forgot he was there. I would never yell at me and my man's child. And that's another thing that really affects your children when you are calling them names. Like, my mom was calling me and my sister bitches and telling us to shut the F up and calling us stupid and just like all types of rude names. Like, that really affects your kids' self-esteem. It actually makes them not really like you. Like, till this day, I still like have like resentments against my mom for her communications. But that's the thing, like, sometimes when stuff happens when you're a child, you can like get over it if you like talk to your parents, communicate, they apologize, but that's never been done. And that's the significance of communication. You communicate with your children, apologize to them. That's another thing, apologizing. I find that very important, to apologize to your children as well. I feel like that's a part of healthy communication, because if you're not apologizing to your kids and like acknowledging their feelings and stuff and just talking to them like, hey, I was wrong for this thing that I did. I apologize for shouting at you, for being rude to you. Like, if you don't acknowledge that, like, your kids aren't even gonna grow up like feeling like, they're not even gonna know how to apologize or take accountability for their actions, you know? Me personally, communication in life and with our future child is gonna be very important. So that's one thing that's gonna be very, that's one thing that's very important to me, that's gonna be important when our child comes. Another thing that is very important to me, will be very important to me as a parent, is effort. And what I mean, or slave talk, and and what I mean when I say effort is like not giving up on your kids. So, for example, if my kid is in a situation at school and they're getting in trouble or whatever the case may be, which I'm sure our kid's gonna be a good kid, but if that were ever to happen, I wouldn't just say F my kid and just immediately believe what the teachers are saying or the people, the administrators or whatever, because sometimes they be lying and exaggerating. And this happened to me sometimes where I was at the school and I would be in the office or something, and I feel like sometimes they did do me wrong and I feel like they were being unfair. And my mom didn't fight for me. She didn't come up to the school. She didn't talk to the people. She was just like, F it. And she pretty much blamed me and made it seem like I was in the wrong every time. Sometimes I was wrong, but sometimes she could have fought for me and she didn't. Me personally, I'm going to be very involved with our child. So say we get a call from the school, something's up, I'm going up there. I'm gonna see what's going on with my baby, because they ain't finna just do my baby any kind of way. Our baby. So that's another thing, making an effort. Like with the holidays, if my mom couldn't afford Christmas or something like that, she'll just be like, "F it, I'm not celebrating Christmas." And me and my siblings were just looking like, "Okay, so you're not gonna try to like get us some gifts or nothing? Like you're not gonna rob a bank?" Like so like sometimes she will go to the little convention thingies, but other times she's just like, "F Christmas, we're not celebrating." I would never ever do our child like that because I want them to be happy and enjoy their childhood. So whatever I gotta do to make sure they get some gifts, I'm gonna do it. So effort, just making the effort and not just saying F this. Like that's a lackadaisical attitude towards parenting, and I take parenting serious and I'm not even a parent yet. But I just want to be there for our child in any way, shape, or form that I can and make them feel loved and make them feel like I'm making the effort with them, you know? Another thing that I feel like is really important is being emotional with your kids. Like, not crying and having breakdowns all the time, but showing your kids your different emotions: happy, sad, excited, stuff like that. So your kids can also take after you. Like they can know like it's okay. This is a safe space for me to feel sad, for me to feel angry, for me to express my feelings, because I feel like in a lot of black households it's like you can't be depressed, you can't be sad. It's like that's weak for you to show your emotions, and I do not want to raise our child to be like that. I want them to feel comfortable expressing themselves, you know? And so by leading by example, I can show our child that it's okay to show your emotions. So yeah, guys, to nip everything in a bud, yes, there's just so many things. I could go on and on in this video because I feel like my how I was parented was not all that great, and so I've learned a lot of things in the process of this not so great parenting or being parented, however you say that. And so I'm just really excited to raise our child and instill like good morals and values and like healthy communication and just like a happy and healthy environment. And so yes, I'm very excited. Hey, handsome.
All right, y'all. So it's my part. It's my turn. So, um, what I want to do when our little junior gets here is honestly is very simple. Just be there. Um, I didn't grow up with a father, right? I know that's hella typical for somebody that looks like me, but that's just the moral of the story for a lot of us young brown skinned individuals. Our a lot of our fathers are fuck boys, so they got up out of there when we came up out of there. One of the main things, yeah, I really just want to do differently is just be there. We don't have enough black fathers just being there for their children, right? From start to finish. And even with Shania, her dad wasn't there, not because he just didn't want to be there, but because he got locked up. And I really feel like that's a common denominator with a lot of people that look like us. It's either our parents are not there at all or they're locked up, which in essence they're not there period, right? So for starters, I'm just gonna be there. And then with being there, it's gonna come with all the other things, such as showing up for my child and showing my emotion, actually knowing or showing my son that I love him. Like for some odd reason, us dudes, like not even just black people, but a lot of men don't really show their sons, their boys, their young kids love unless it's a girl. They only want to get intimate when it comes to like the daughters, right? But when it comes to like the sons, for some odd reason, we're afraid to show our kids, our sons, that we love them. So I want to be very, very, like I want to show my son, stop smiling like that. You distracted me. I'm going to show our son that we love him, that I love him, right? And that involves like I seen Deion Sanders the other day give his kid like a kiss on the football field, and we need to start doing more of that. We need to start showing we need to start hugging our sons. We need to start being like showing emotion because that goes a long way. I know so many dudes that hate their fathers because their fathers just never really showed any emotion. I know some dudes, their father never even told them that he loved them. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. So I want to be there. I want to show up for my son. I want to show my son that I love him. Like, I want to be vulnerable with my son. Not on no weak stuff, nothing like that. But then again, it's not weak to show your kids that you love them and to show emotion. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make the video really, really long, but those are really like the main things that I want to do. Am I going to be perfect? No. But I know for a fact that as long as I'm there, I can work out all my kinks and becoming a better dad, right? But it all starts with showing up. And for some odd reason, people seem to think that when you have a child, you only got to show up for 18 years. No, this is a lifetime thing. Like, my mom is pushing 50 and I'm pushing 30, and my mom still shows up in my life, right? Notice I didn't say anything about my dad because he's not there. So that's what I want to do with our son. I want to show up each and every day from the moment that little boy gets here to the moment to the moment I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? To the moment we're out of there. I want to show up to his football games, and not football because we don't want our son to be playing no slave shit. We want our son to do something different. Like, black people be so quick to put their children into sports, but anything that he does, I want to show up for. I don't care if he is in a part of the chess club. I don't care if he's a part of the robotics club. I want to be there. I want to be there with the camera. I want to be the first person to show him how to tie a tie. Like, nobody ever taught me how to tie a tie. I was just telling Shania that the other day. Like, I had to learn how to do all these different things that my father should have taught me how to do by myself, or have my mom do it. But here's the thing about being raised by a woman. A woman can't do everything. My mom did one hell of a job in teaching me how to be a good person, teaching me how to be, I'll say, a good man, but it's a lot of things I have to learn by myself just for the simple fact that my mom is not a man, right? Just how, you got some dudes that are overly masculine that were raised by only their fathers. It's like, dang, do you have an emotional bone in your body? And they wonder why we can't be vulnerable and show our feelings and emotions and all that, right? So, yeah, like stuff like that I wanna do. Just be the first person to do certain things. I want my son to look back and when everything is said and done and be like, my dad was simply there for me when I needed him, right? My dad gave me game. He was there when I was down. He was there when I was up, and he's still here. And the same goes for his mom. So my part is a little short, but that's exactly what I'm gonna do differently, is just be there. And for all of those people that look like me, just be there, bro. If you can be there, half the battle is already won. Don't be one of those fuck boys that bring somebody into this world and leave. It's way too much of that going on right now. Be different, right? And we're planning to name our son a junior, so that's a legacy right there. I want our son to be proud, right? I want our son to be proud to have his father's last name. And I want to be the person that he can look up to. I want to be a superhero. Fuck Superman, fuck Batman. I want to be my son's superhero, right? When people ask him, who's your favorite superhero? I want him to be like, my father, and really mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? And only how he will be comfortable with doing that is if I'm that person that I need to be before he gets here and even after he gets here.
We hope you guys gain value from this video, because that was our goal today, to post a video that was valuable.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, start thinking about the type of parent that you want to be before your child gets here, right? It's one thing to say what you want to be like before the child gets here, but when the child gets here, how do you want to be? Do you want to be the type of father that shows up for his child, or do you want to be a bum, right? No, we got a lot of bum fathers out there, especially in the black community. We got so many dudes out there that's not there for their children. It don't even have to be a boy. They're not even there for their girls. It's so much of that that's going on right now. So for the people that look like us, and even for the people that don't look like us, I want you guys to, especially if you're planning on having a child, or if you're like in the process of having one, I want you guys to really think about the person that you want to be before your child gets here. Do you want to be a person that your child will respect and honor and remember and actually want to model him or herself after? Or do you want to be the type of person that's just, when somebody asks them about their parents, they're like, bro, fuck him? Because I know for a fact, I got a couple people in my life that should have been father figures, and I'd be like, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? They weren't there. It takes a lot more to be a father than just conceiving somebody. See, that's what a lot of these dudes got messed up nowadays. Anybody can bust a nut of somebody and call themselves a dad, but are you gonna be a father? Are you gonna show up for that girl, that little boy each and every day? Are you gonna pick them up when they're down? Are you gonna let them know how much you love them? It's a 365-day job, bro, and I'm ready for it, and she's ready for it.
That's very important. Like what you said, anybody can be a sperm donor.
Right.
But like it's like I was saying about my mom, like just because you give birth, like what can you really say that you did? Like belittling your kids, cussing them out, like barely making an effort. Like it seems like parents think they can do the bare minimum and that makes you a good parent. Oh, I kept a roof over your head. Oh, I fed you. Bitch, that's what you was supposed to do.
Right.
So you're not getting a pat on the back for that. I want to go above and beyond. Not I will go above and beyond for our children. Like I want them to be proud to call us their parents.
Right. Imagine saying, "Oh, I bought my kids some shoes. Oh, I take care of my child." That's what you're supposed to do. That's the minimum.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally the bare minimum is to bring somebody in this world and to keep them alive.
Like anybody can fuck and have a kid.
Right. Anybody can do that. Any dude can bust a nut or something and have a kid. It's that simple. Any dude can do that, but very, very few are actually fathers. Very, very few are remembered for being stand-up individuals as parents. What type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a stand-up individual, or do you just want to be a fuck boy or a fuck girl? It's that simple.
Fair enough.
Got anything else to say?
Nothing. You nipped it in the bud. Thank you.
All right. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.